Hello, everybody. Great to see you all here. I want to make sure I get my color just right. This is all okay. That's this side. Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. I am happy to have you all here. It's going to be the first time I've ever done this presentation, and I hope to do it many more times, God willing. Great to see everybody. And while we're waiting for people to chime in, I know Molly, if you want to shoot like another message out, let people know that we are starting. That would be great. And this is going to be like something you've never seen before. I know we've. Hey, Greg. I got hey Win, hey Paul, hey Gail. Great to see everybody here. A lot of my clients. Wait until you see what I have to show you today. This is the culmination of a lot of work. Every day we've been putting this together, and it is finally ready for prime time, as they say. And this is a tool and a system and a community like no other. And it's going to help you immensely. It is all you'll need, and you'll have fun doing it. So let me just kind of get started here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Charles Dobens. I'm an attorney. I have my own practice, but I also, for the last 20 years, I've been teaching people about multifamily investing, both from an investor standpoint, from a lawyer standpoint, owner-operator standpoint, passive investor, general partner. I've done it all in this business, and I now absolutely love teaching people and working with new investors and partnering with them to get them to start building their portfolio and what they have been dreaming of doing for years. Let me jump on over to my slides here. I'm going to keep this one right here. Here we go. And to do this, I'm going to let me just click on through. I'm going to talk to you for a moment here about what the framework is that we work with around. It's called MultifamilyOS. It's our own created system, involves all aspects of multifamily investing, all came together into one system. It was born from, decades of my experience in real estate and also in business operations. And I developed this system to basically simplify what most people look at as a very complex world of multifamily ownership. There's so many moving parts. And I understood that, and I saw the problem, and I thought there's got to be a way that we can simplify all of the elements of multifamily ownership and make it easy for people. And that's what we're doing here today. And, I'm going to show you how it takes combined principles from world-class entrepreneurs and thinkers, and I've brought them all together here into this OS system. Let me kind of give you a little bit of history so you understand exactly where I'm coming from. At age 16, I started working at McDonald's, and early on, I learned the power of Ray Kroc's franchise and operation systems. Okay. I like to say that on June 1st, I turned 16. On June 2nd, I started working at McDonald's. And on June 3rd, I was an expert at fries and shakes. And that is exactly what Ray Kroc wanted. He wanted to create a system that he could become a billionaire off of the backs of 16-year-old kids. And that's because he broke the system down and made it easy every step of the way. Then, after I got out of college and I, started the insurance business and I went to law school, I also, when I got out of law school, I started my own reinsurance business, a benefits administration firm. And, I learned early on at that stage that with 35 employees working for me, I needed to come up with a way that I could manage all of them and make sure everything got done. When that insurance claim came through the door, whether it was electronically or by the mail, that entered our system And in a very short period of time, that had to be processed, touched a bunch of hands, and out the door with a check or a declination. But that's how I watched the system in my reinsurance business grow. And I went back to my years at McDonald's and understanding exactly what that was all about. That's where, because of what I learned, I was able to grow my business into about 35 employees by the time I sold it and moved on from the insurance business. During that time, one of the books that I read was called E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. And if anybody's read this, one thing that you'll learn about it is they talk about working on your business and not necessarily in your business. And that stuck with me quite a bit, because I understood that I was getting caught in the thick of the thin things. And I wasn't looking at the broader picture and understanding my business. And I think a lot of multifamily investors, new ones starting out, do the same thing. They look at, like, I've got to jump on LoopNet. I've got to look for deals. And they're not building out the entire system of what their business needs to be. And that's what we're talking about here today. But that's what I learned from Michael Gerber. It had to do with making sure you're looking at the broader picture of your business before you get stuck in the little stuff. The little stuff doesn't make you the money. It's keeping your perspective on the big stuff. That's what builds your business. You think about all the most successful people in multifamily investing, and they've built a business that can run without them being there. And that's the key. All right. Then throughout my really during my real estate days, when I was investing heavily, and I hadn't started teaching so much yet, I latched on to a particular coach called Dan Sullivan. The name of his program is Strategic Coach. Dan Sullivan is, I usually have one of his books kicking around here. I don't happen to today. They're all over my bookcase. But Dan Sullivan was what he taught me built upon what I learned from Michael Gerber. And that's really mastering entrepreneurial focus and accountability. That's what he boiled it down to. So from what I learned from Strategic Coach, I was able to take that focus of how to build a business, how to be the entrepreneur, but also to break it down and keep track of the numbers. And that's one of the things that's so important. All business is all about the numbers. And so is the multifamily business, especially the multifamily business. But being an entrepreneur, you tend to get pulled away from that type of focus. And what Dan Sullivan taught us was to always keep an eye on the numbers. And you'll see how we do that now with the Multifamily OS. And this is where it all came together. Within Dan Sullivan's program, he had another student just like me. His name was Gino Wickman. And Gino Wickman took what Dan Sullivan was teaching and took it and created the EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System. You might have seen it if you go to eosworldwide.com. Gino oops, let me get back there. Let me come back. Gino Wickman went out and built this huge model, and very simply, where he integrated the structure of the business and created systems and processes throughout that structure to create your company. Then he's taken his EOS program and applied it to so many different businesses around the world. And when I saw that system and everything else that I had learned about how to build a business, that's when I created the Multifamily OS program. And that's what we have today. It is a complete, proven framework for investors to scale with systems and with capital. And that's what we're here to talk about today, because not all of these things have been tied together before until Multifamily OS came along. And it's based upon 40 years of my running different businesses. And here's my man, Ray Kroc. If you work just for money, you'll never make it. But if you love what you're doing and you always put the customer first, success will be yours. I could not agree with that more. Guys, I get up in the morning, I rush to work so that I can get out there and work on the Multifamily OS program and how it operates. It is the coolest thing ever. So why did I build this system? Well, here's what I've found through the 20 years of teaching multifamily investors how to build their business. Most of them struggle with marketing, with capital raising, and with the scalability of their business. And I realized, because of all that I had learned before, was that the solution to these elements was just creating a system that took care of these things for the investor. Remember, this system allows you to work on your business while the system works within your business. So what the OS program does is it bridges the gap. It's a proven operating system that solves the biggest problems that multifamily investors face. That's acquiring the property, managing the property, and then growing your business. And that's key. You don't want to just be focused on buying that one property. You'll never get rich with one property. The most successful people are the ones that own thousands of apartment units. I have many students of mine that own 1,000 apartments or more. And it's all, they followed the system, they figured it out, and they did it. And that's what this OS, I've quantified it, I've qualified it, and that's what we have now. So my goal is to help you operate like a professional and scale like a franchisee. I'll explain that in just a moment. What I want you to always think of is that each property you buy is another profit center for your company. Now, McDonald's franchisees don't make millions on one store. They might, but chances are the margins are so tight. The way they make their money is by buying up other franchises and building new properties and new restaurants. That's how you get to be rich in the franchisee business. And that's the way I want you to think about multifamily investing. You're going to start off, we're all going to work together, we can get you into that deal, help show you how it works, and then you're going to go out and do it on your own. And you go out, get with partners and do some more. And each time you buy a property, you're adding a new profit center to your company. And that's why when you learn how to manage these properties, one of the most important things is making sure each one of them is profitable. Otherwise, one property could bring down your whole portfolio. All right, let's talk for a moment about the real secrets to multifamily success. Number one deal does not make you wealthy. One deal is not going to put you on that plane where you can leave a legacy for your family. Number two, cash is the lifeblood of every multifamily business. If that scares you, I can understand. That is where many new investors fail. They don't have the capital to do what they want to do. And number three is you must look for money as often as you look for deals, period. So many investors spend their time sitting on the computer looking for deals, but they're not out there talking to their friends and family about, hey, if I find a deal, would you be willing to invest? And that's where they all fall short. And it drives me crazy, and it can be stopped. And I've found a way to do it, and I'm going to share it with you tonight. All right. Well, I'm hitting the wrong thing. So let's talk about looking for money. Raising $2 million. On my last deal that I was involved in, I was able to secure nearly $2 million in capital with just a few phone calls. Now, the key is this, and this is where many people fall short. I did not start the day I got the deal under contract looking for money. I had already built a database of committed multifamily investors, and I spent years cultivating them. Just think about that. How many times I hear it where people are out there looking for money, looking for properties. They finally get that deal. They get it under contract. Their LOI gets accepted. And then they start looking for money. As a matter of fact, it was kind of interesting. You're going to see it, one of our partners in this presentation. And one of our partners is a company called Fractional. And the CEO of Fractional told me the story of how she got started. And the way she got started was because she lost $25,000 in earnest money because she got a deal under contract and she let her money go hard. And the money, she didn't have the equity built up in order to go out there and close that deal. So she had to lose the earnest money. And that's what drove her towards creating Fractional, which is who we're partnering with now. All right, so keep that in mind when you're thinking about, like, wow, Charlie, you raised 2 million. I didn't do it overnight. I am not an overnight sensation in this business. Building relationships and preparing with them will make the difference between almost getting the deal under contract and then getting the deal closed. You want to get the deal closed. Anybody can get an accepted LOI with enough throwing enough balls up against the wall, but it's getting across the finish line. That's what's going to separate you from everyone else. So let me explain to you why you need to build an investor network. Investors who raise capital consistently, I mean, multifamily investors who are out there looking for capital consistently, never miss the opportunities. And the problem is in this business, especially now, the deals, the good deals, real deals, they move so fast that the capital needs to be there and it needs to move faster for when you need it. And the sooner you build out your capital network, the sooner you can close deals with much more confidence. So why don't people do this? If they know they want to own 1,000 apartments and they know they've been told they need to go out there and build up their investor database, why don't they do this? And listen, it's all the same thing. It's fear. That's it. You feel uncomfortable asking your friends and family to invest in something that you've never done before. Or you don't have a proven track record. So why would anyone trust you with their money? Or you're afraid of losing other people's money and maybe ruining some relationships in the process. Or you don't know maybe how the 506B or 506C or the crowdfunding, all the structures work. And so therefore you decide not to do anything. Or you don't want to look like you're begging or you're desperate for capital. And I know that feeling. Sometimes when you're up against it, you're like, please, please invest in my deal, invest in my deal. It's not a good place to be. And what if no one says yes? Or worse, what if they do say yes and then you ultimately fail to deliver? These are all real fears. They are absolute. I've felt them myself over the years, and I know other people have as well. These are the reasons why people don't go out there and build a money network. So what we are doing here tonight is I'm going to show you how to work together with all of us to build an investor network. And you might be saying, well, how is that possible? What's in it for me? I mean, why would somebody do that for me and me expect, or they or I expect them to give me my money so I can go and buy deals. Let me show you how everybody works together in the Multifamily OS system. All right, I'm going to be sharing access within this network and with this cohort. I'm going to be sharing access to my personal investor database with all of my Pro and Cohort members in the Multifamily OS. So in that time I raised 2 million, I'm going to do the same thing for my other students inside the MFOS platform. I'm going to teach you and train you on how to successfully raise money for the entire cohort. You'll hear me talk about cohorts. A cohort in this situation are the pro members, the Multifamily OS pro members, and my own personal cohort members. All right. We're working together to raise this money. And this network of other fellow investors is going to help you build the momentum and raise the funds that we all need. And every member of the team is going to work together to raise private money for the group's deals. So we're going to teach you how to do it. And we're going to show you, we're going to provide you with all the capital. If you need to get on phone calls with investors, I will get on some of those calls and teach you how to do it. Just think about it, folks. Right now, you want to own multifamily property and you really don't have any network to speak of. You got a few people that you think you can reach out to, but you don't have the framework to be able to ask them to join or show them the deals. So you're stuck. You don't have the elements of what it takes to build out that system. And just think, if how successful will you be if 50 people were in this cohort with you and they brought their 10 best investors into the deal, that now you have 500 investors who are looking to invest in multifamily as the cohort goes out and finds the deals. Are you seeing how this is going to work and how you can fit into all of this? And it's going to be fun because these cohort members will become your best friends. I guarantee it. So what will happen is all of us together will be crossing the finish line. This is going to be deal after deal. Now, you're going to see it how we all work together as partners. But what you learn here is so incredibly valuable that you can take it off and go do your own thing. You can go off and buy the property yourself because you've built the framework and you've got the systems in place. It's absolutely the most brilliant system I've ever come up with. All right. So let me tell you some truths about multifamily investing. First off, it's a business. It's a business, and you must treat it like a business. And we have to go back to what Michael Gerber said. You have to work on your business and not in your business. And so that's the perspective I want you to think about when you're looking at this business. Every business runs on capital. When a business is out of cash, it's out of business. So you don't want to be that guy. You always want to have ready capital you want to always have capital at the ready for when you get your deal under contract. Is that an incorrect statement? How would you like to know that you can go out there and look at deals and make offers on deals, knowing that you've got capital behind you ready to be implemented into your deal? All right. And those who master their investor strategy will win big. That's it. These are the truths. So I'm going to teach you about the business of multifamily. I'm going to help you find the capital and have it ready to go when you need it. And I'm going to make you master the big strategy so that you can build up that portfolio of 1,000 apartment units. So let's talk about this. Why the investor strategy, the MFOS strategy works. Because what happens is the deals and the capital must go hand in hand, and they do within the MFOS system. I'm going to show you how we find our deals, and I'm going to show you how we get our capital. Successful investors always build relationships early. You cannot. I can tell you, folks, so many times over the years, I knew when people would be a success and I knew when people would fail. And a lot of it had to do with the existence of access to capital. And I know that there were some people that were out there making offers, but they didn't even have the money for the earnest money deposit. And they didn't tell anybody. And they just hoped that things would change. Hope is not a business strategy. You've got to have all of those elements lined up and ready to go as you're looking for deals. All right. How many people give me a sign give me a yes. Tell me who, out there. I'm going to check my my scoreboard here. Tell me, what do you think? Is this true? You have severe audio feedback. Do I still have severe audio feedback? I hope that's not the case because I've been talking for 21 minutes. And Molly has not told me, unless my phone is not. No, my phone's here. Nope, Molly has not chimed in. Let me see. My bad. I had two. Oh, come on, Win. Come on, turn off the other stuff, Win. I'm here to teach you. All right, let's get back to this right here. Successful investors build capital relationships early. You've got to be ready to move fast and close with confidence. This is key, absolutely key. Now, what if you combined every essential multifamily role and had them all working for you at your fingertips. Remember, if you think about the 5 elements of the employees that you need in your multifamily business, what would they be? And how great would it be that they all are working for you on day one? Just think about it. And I've seen this so many times with people who built the most successful multifamily businesses. They have the same skill sets of employees at their beck and call. First one is they have an acquisitions director. That's somebody that goes out there and finds the deals. They are constantly out there looking for deals. How would you like to start your business with your own acquisitions director already ready and working for you? You're going to need a marketing assistant. These are people who go out to your customers, which are the sellers of the property and the investors. How would you like to be able to have a system where we're constantly talking to your investors, letting them know what we're looking at, letting them know why multifamily is such a great investment, letting them know that we've got, a deal coming under contract? That's what a marketing assistant does. They keep chumming the waters, letting them know, the investors, hey, we're getting ready, get ready to write a check. And then the marketing assistant for the sellers. How would you like your marketing assistant to go out and find those properties that you like in your market and send out emails directly to them every week and follow up with them, giving your acquisitions director tons of leads every single week? Wouldn't that be great if you had a system that could do that? And what about an underwriting manager? You have somebody that's going to analyze the deal for you and help you decide, hey, this is a good deal. Hey, this is not a good deal. Hey, maybe if we looked at it a different way, or maybe if we dropped the price, maybe if we got better terms on the loan, we can get a better deal on this property. How would you like to have somebody like that on day one working for you? And then also a legal department. You've got to send out letters of intent. You got to make sure that they comply with what's been agreed upon. When a letter of intent gets executed and approved, then you've got to start drafting the purchase and sale agreement. What if you had a legal department at your beck and call, already up and running? Everything so far that I'm showing you is built into the MultifamilyOS system. And then finally, an investor relationship specialist. Oh man, how successful would you be if you had someone whose job it was to always reach out to your investors, find out what they need? You communicate with them on a monthly basis, especially when you own the property. You always want to remember, and I said this so many times, I teach my students this: when an investor calls, you answer the phone. So this is what every successful multifamily business has on their go back and look at about our company. They've listed all of these people. Folks, what if your business had all of this covered at your fingertips on day one? And that's exactly what the multifamily system is all about, MultifamilyOS. So let's say, and then of course, what if you had the money just when you needed it? How successful would you be if that happened? Now, here's how it works. Everything I just showed you about the elements of the system, the investor relations, the acquisition, the legal department, that is all built into the system that I'm about to show you. But today we're showing you the MultifamilyOS Capital Club, and I'm calling it Capital Club 1 because the first Capital Club we're raising $1 million. It's an easy raise. It's a short raise, but it's going to give us what we need to get people moving out there and have them ready capital when it's time to go. If we want to raise more than $1 million, we can raise more than $1 million. If we want to open up another club, we can open up another club. All right. So the MultifamilyOS Capital Club is a private, members-only group for investors who are ready to partner with us and transform multifamily properties into profitable deals. Okay. A couple of things I want to stress in this paragraph. It's a club. It's an investment club. It's private. Only a certain number of people can get in. Once we've met that number, the club shuts down and we open up a second club. But right now we're just focusing on club 1. This is not passive real estate. And let me just tell you, this particular aspect of the Capital Club makes me so happy. I know how general partnerships, so I'm going to speak, when you talk about the general partners in a LLC, it's kind of a misnomer, but I'll speak that way because everybody understands that. People invest money in as a limited partner in multifamily deals. And many times they do that just so they can get their feet wet. They can learn about how to do it. And then once they put their money in, they never hear another word out of the general partners. The general partners are out there running the thing every day, and they're not reporting back to the limited partners. You know why? They don't have to. They don't have to. They'll send you your report. They'll send you your K1, but they're not going to tell you how they're running the property. They're not going to tell you what goes on a daily basis. This club is not that way. This is not passive real estate. You club members are involved in every single transaction. As a member, we're going to pool our capital with other like-minded investors, all people looking for the same goal, so that we can acquire, renovate, elevate, value-add multifamily, mostly in secondary markets, but also primary markets all across the country. Every single project will undergo rigorous underwriting and due diligence, and the members have a say. They vote on which properties we will acquire. So by joining forces, you're going to gain access to larger, higher quality deals and share the risk and maximize the potential returns. Now, here's what this is going to make sense to you in just a moment. But I told you about the cohort and the Multifamily OS Pro membership. Those people, I'm going to say this, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Those two groups of people will be out there looking for deals every day, and we'll be working together on those deals. Some of those people may be members of the Capital Club, but they don't have to be. So we'll be out there looking for deals. We'll also be out there raising the money for the Capital Club. And if by chance one of the cohort members finds a great deal and we get it under contract and we vote on it and we like the deal, that cohort member becomes the project manager for that property. We can structure the deal so they get equity in the deal with no money down, and they can start running that particular property. And then some other cohort member or pro member finds another deal. Then we put money into their deal. So as you can see, there are going to be two groups of people in this club. They're going to be those people who are clients of mine who are out there looking to start their own multifamily real estate business and are involved in the searching of the properties. And then there are those people that just want to sit on the sidelines with their money and jump into deals when they like the particular deal that we are proposing. So keep that in mind as I go through this presentation. So simply put, we are stronger together than we are alone. And when we all work together towards building up the Capital Club, all of that money can be used to help other people with their deals. So this is really an absolute no-brainer. By joining the club, you're not just investing, you're becoming an actual multifamily owner operator. And with $1 million in pooled fractional equity for this first club, our members will be redefining community-driven multifamily investments. We'll be investing in real assets with clear returns and real shared pride of ownership. Everyone in the club is involved in the deal. So if we look at some of the key benefits, all of it's obviously backed by real estate. Every opportunity is tied to a multifamily property. We're going to pool the funds together, which means access to bigger deals, more shared risk, and much stronger positioning where we can, in a particular market, we can buy nicer properties. We're going to use disciplined deal selection to generate reliable, predictable income. And I can tell you, this is going to be very interesting, because what happens is I'm going to show you the criteria for the types of deals that this club is looking to invest in. And sometimes some of my investors may be a little bit more conservative. Some of them may say, like, okay, I want to get into value add, which is risky, but I want to do it in a structure that's very conservative. Okay, well, have to make sure that that meets the requirements of the property. And then what it also does is we have to make sure that that the investors like it enough that they want to sign on and say yes, because everybody votes on it. And membership is intentionally limited. All right. Making sure that everybody is aligned. We're all in this together. We're all in it. And we're very focused on the end game here. All right. So let me show you what a day in your life as a member of the cohort, or a member of the Pro MFSOS Pro program is going to be like. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to jump back on over to here. I'm going to come on over, share my screen, and I'm going to jump right here. All right. And I'm going to just, as I'm standing here, I'm going to come on over and ask if you can see it. John Riley, Amy okay. Amy says yes. Okay, good. Hey, can I get a thumbs up? You guys can all see that. I know you can see this. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Let me get on this particular slide here. All right, here we go. This is where it really happens. So this is the landing page. This is the home page for this system. MultifamilyOS AI. It is generated and powered by AI. It is the coolest thing in the world. As you can see here, here are the different levels that you'll see within the system and what it all does for you. I'll walk through some of this stuff right now, but my real purpose here on this conversation is to show you, if you decide, and you'll be crazy if you don't sign up, if you decide to sign up and become a partner of ours, this is how you will do it. Okay. I'm not going to go into how you get set up on this system. I did that on previous calls. On this particular call, I'm going to walk you through how we work our way through a particular deal. So the first thing we're going to do is come over here to the Discover section. Now here we can go searching for properties, or we can set up our buy box. What's the buy box? Let me show you this. I'm going to come over to the dashboard. When you come to this program for the first time, every week when you turn this on, you're going to see, do you have any notices up here? Have you reached out to any property owners? You have to follow up on any LOIs. Over here, we've got what's going to happen this coming week. Okay, great. I can come over here. I can click on this property. I can send the owner another email. I can reach out to this person I sent an email to last week. And then over here under pending recommendations, as you can see, there are 12 pending recommendations. And what that means is when I set up the buy box, I told the buy box, I'm looking for property in this particular market that look like this. AI goes out there and it finds properties that meet that criteria and it posts them up here. So every single week I can come on here, work got ahead of me. I haven't had a chance to even start looking. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I got 12 properties that they think meet my requirements. Let me go reach out, look at these 12 properties and see whether I like them or not. And when you go through these properties and you like them or you reject them, what you're doing is you're telling our machine learning system here, our AI, you're telling our AI what you like and what you don't like. And so that means next week, when we send you 12 more recommendations, they're going to be closer to the types of properties you keep saying yes to. And so we're getting you closer and closer to that best property. And then finally, we over here for the Capital Club. And this is where you come and sign on up. You can sign up as an investor. You can, if you're in the MFOS program, you can look to see what's going on, what properties. See, look at this. New this week, we have 5 new properties added in the last 7 days. Those are properties that other members have found and have posted as, hey, I like this property. I'd like to go after this property. What does everyone else think about it? So here's what you do. You come up here to the Discover. This is where the first place you're going to go. We'll do a property search. And now, folks, one of the things is we pride ourselves on is that this system has every multifamily property in the country in this system. Now, I had one of my students, we were having a little bit of a glitch, and he was helping us out trying to figure out exactly what was wrong. His system from another source that he uses was showing about 3,000 properties in Columbus, Ohio. And because of the parameters that we were using, we were not figuring out we weren't getting all of them in there. Once we figured out what was going on in Columbus, we corrected our AI, and now we have, I think it was almost 16,000 properties in Columbus. So the whole purpose of this system is every single multifamily property in the country is in here. And if you can't find it, if you're looking at it, hey, this isn't showing up, what you need to do is come on up here to the help window, tell us what's going on, and we'll figure it out for you. All right. So in this particular site, let's say we're looking at Greenville, South Carolina, and we're going to search all the properties in Greenville, and there are 993. Well, I'm looking for properties that are going to be assessed for more than $1 million. And I'm going to search these. Oh, nice. Okay, super. We've got this one right here. And I think I've been looking at this one. So I'm going to grab this. This one's already been hearted. Good. I'm going to use this one as an example. So let's say you like this particular property and you want to see, hey, what should I do about this? What you do next is because you hearted it, when you come up to engage, this property is going to pop up in the engage list. And all of these up here are ways for us to track the flow of the properties that we're looking at. The whole idea is we're trying to get through, take the properties from discover all the way through to either rejection, or we're making offers on these deals. So in this particular property, I'm going to make sure I've got it set up as an engaged. I'm going to check the box. I'm going to view the details on this property. I can click analyze the investment. And what it does here is it goes out and pulls out all the information in the internet about this particular property and tells us what Charlie Chat, the Charlie AI feature, thinks about this property. And if you scroll down, it gets into you can really do a deep dive on this property. And ultimately, the verdict on this property is you should pursue it. You should go after this property. Oh, hot dog. All right, let's do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do an analysis. I come over here to the financial analysis. As you can see, I can draft my letter of intent right here. I can put together my purchase and sale right here. This is my legal department, and we'll be adding more contracts later. Now down here, this is my underwriting department. I can come over here and create an analysis, and at this point, here it is. What we want to do is put in all the parameters, the price that we want, the financing terms, build it all out right here, and it will tell us whether we've got a deal or not. I mean, right now, this one's showing debt coverage ratio 2.51, 40% cash on cash, 16% cap rate. So yeah, we love this property. So I'm not going to change the numbers. What happens is you build this out, then you save the analysis, and I'm going to say MFOS demo. Okay. I'll talk a little bit, interested in this deal in Greenville. Okay. I hit save analysis. Oh, here we go again. Oh, I had this problem earlier. Let me just jump on back. Let me see. I have to go up here, and I'm going to hold on. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, if I come here and I go over to engage. Oh yeah. Also, you can run the skip trace, find out who owns it. Let's see if we have. Nope, we do not have the owner's information on this property. I'm going to go back over to engage here. Check that box. Do the financial analysis. Come up here and save it. Test demo. You saw I can put in a note. Please work. Please work. Yes, thank you. It's a little tricky, this, and we had a we it didn't work in rehearsal either, but now it does. We're good. All right, so now I built out that information. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to decide that this is the property I want to share with everybody in the cohort. So just think about this. You got 50 people all in your cohort looking for that great first deal. You got 500 people in your sourcing for the capital. And your job is to get out there every day and find deals. And this system is sending you deals to look at based upon what your parameters are, the type of properties you're looking for. And let's say I'm ready to go. I'm going to create a submission. So one thing I can do is look at all the other deals that I've already put in here. There they are. I've already put in, there's a right there. But I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to call this one Greenville demo. All right. Now, this is key. Look at the partnership type. You don't have to use the club to fund your deal. Maybe you want to do a 506B or a 506C, or you've got a crowdfunding source, or you've got private money. It's entirely up to you. You checked off that box, so you let all of us know what type of deal you're looking to do. And then here you tell people, why do you like this deal? What is it about this deal that you think we should all take a look at it? And you go ahead and you put it up there. And let me see. Hold on a second. Is this not test info? All right, let me see. Yeah. So you have to tell us what your thesis is. Now, the next thing we're going to do is select the property for funding. Now, remember, this was 75 Innovation Drive. There it is. Now, remember also, we had a particular type we decided the analysis was on the test demo. So what this is doing here is you can create multiple pricing scenarios, save them, and come choose which ones you want to share with us. You can choose all of them, and you can post these up to the site. So here we have all the information about the selected property. It says 0 units. That is a system, and it's not our problem. It's the way it's reported to us. Some assessors' offices do not report the units correctly, and therefore it comes up looking at 0. That's why I use the assessed value more than anything else. I know I'm always going to get multifamily property, but I use $1 million assessed value. That way I know I'm dealing with a bigger property. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to decide, what is your investment presentation? How do you want to pitch this deal to everyone else? Do you want to tell them, hey, let's get this one. I want to be aggressive on this one. I want to analyze this thesis based upon what we have to do to really maximize this deal. Or am I very conservative? Maybe I don't want to take on a whole lot of debt. Maybe I want to make sure that the lending terms are very conservative speaking. You decide how you want the thesis to be drafted. So what you do then is you click the generate the investment analysis button. All right. I'm going to sit there. Now, it takes a little bit of time because it goes out to the internet. It really puts together a very intensive analysis on this particular deal based upon what your parameters are and how you think about investing. So think about that as you're putting these deals together. You remember, this is a sales and marketing job. It's a sales and marketing business. You've heard me say it a million times. You also have to be able to sell this deal to the other cohort members. You want them on board with you as to why your deal should get funded. Okay? Because sometimes, and you'll see what will happen in just a moment, people will come on this submission and they'll sign up with you. So here it is. There's our whole entire analysis. Goes on and on. Great in-depth stuff. This is what everybody is going to see. So when people are looking at your deal under the submission, they are going to go through this information and read up on your property. You can always change anything about this to fit what you're trying to say. So let's go back here. Now we've completed all the elements. We've gone through step 4, step 5. Now we're ready to review the attachments. Here's what's really cool. if you have a rent roll, if you have an offering memorandum, if you have a trailing 12 financial, what you can do is create a Dropbox on your system, store all of those extra files in your Dropbox, and then share the link for the Dropbox right here. So you would post up your link right here and hit save. And now everybody that wants to look at this deal will have all the outside information at their fingertips. And that will enable all of us to analyze deals together and talk about it. And you just hit create submission. And before you know it, there you are. See, I've got it up here twice. And here are some of the other submissions that have been put in already. And this is what happens when people come in and look at what else is in there. So let's say you put up this new deal. And, the next morning, a bunch of other MFOS members turn on their systems. They see that new opportunities have been posted. They come and they take a look at it. They'll click on 75 Innovation Drive, and this will pop up. 2 people have viewed it. Nobody's expressed any interest in it. If you want to communicate with the person who produced it, you can type a little box. Nice looking property. Why did you choose this one? And you hit comment, and it pops right up there. And that way we can keep a running dialogue of everybody in the group working together on these deals. All right. Here's all the information about it. If you want to see the files, you just click right here. And that is how we analyze these deals, and we get them ready for funding. Anybody have any questions on that? Cool. Thanks. All right. Because I'm explaining it so well. All right, let's see. Now, I'm going to jump on back over to my presentation. Let me stop the share here and go right over here. All right. So here, share screen right there. All right. Now we're coming in for a landing here, folks. I really appreciate your time and everything. So the MFOS Pro and Cohort members will search the country for multifamily opportunities. If they I like Pittsburgh. I live in Pittsburgh. I want to look for deals in Pittsburgh. Go ahead. Find those deals. Find what we're looking for that meet the criteria for the club, or just whatever they're looking for. I mean, not everybody has to do the deals through the club. You can also use other people's money, and we'll help you do that as well. So these members all work together, analyzing and underwriting these deals. And then we submit a letter of intent on that deal with the intent of acquiring that property for the club. And the member that brings the deal to the club and gets it accepted, they become the program director of that property. And they're entitled to structure the deal in such a way that they get a cut of the equity with no out-of-pocket investment, just like you can do now with any type of securities raise. And then we promote it to the committed club members. Those are people that have already signed up and they're in the deal. And if they'd like to partner with us in the club, they will complete the deposit slip, and we call it the deposit task for that particular project. Then the investors commit to the club with a minimum of $20,000. People can be in this club and investing in these deals for as little as $20,000. And they hold their spot with a 3% fixed commitment fee. And these investors are our friends, our families, and other associates. We work towards getting them in and I like multifamily. Hey, I have no problem. I'd like to invest in a multifamily property for 20 grand, for 50 grand. The committed partners will conduct their own due diligence and vote on whether they approve moving forward with a specific property. If the votes approve, then that group will move forward with that specific investment opportunity, and we close on it. So once the project is fully funded And that's what we're working on. Once we get $1 million, that club is fully funded. Fractional will go ahead and do the paperwork for us, and they'll create the operating agreement, and they'll do all the necessary documents to create the partnership involved. And obviously, the investors will be required to pay their full investment amount at that time. So they commit to getting into the club. We raise the funds. Once we have $1 million committed, then everybody can put their money in, and we'll have the funds to go out there and do all these deals. And then we open up another fund. And if somebody comes along with a big property that we need more than $1 million, we can have different clubs sign on to the same deal. There's nothing wrong with that. The program director, this is you, the program director who had that deal, and his team, and you'll put together your own team from people within the group here. You guys will secure the opportunity, and once it's secured, the funds will be dispersed. Fractional handles all the disbursements from the LLC to the investors. They manage all the compliance and tax filings, and they issue the K-1s. We don't have to worry about any of that. Folks, that's huge. All right. Now, what happens when your club owns the property? And think about, this is a very important part, because remember, I said this is not a passive investment. The program director will learn about the business, and they'll post updates to the private fractional page every single month, and they'll do a group Zoom meeting quarterly with all the members of the club. Club members will actively participate in actions like the underwriting and the deal review, voting on opportunities, doing any marketing and social media, having the regular meetings, a profit and loss review, and any strategic voting on key decisions. All the club members are invited to join a call to review the responsibilities that come with investing in this opportunity. And you can review the equity responsibility checklist on our site before you get involved. Folks, it's a club, and everybody is involved in the club. And we make sure everyone's involved in the club because we have you go through a checklist. I'll do this. I'll sign up for that. I want to be involved in this. And, over the course of the hold, you can change responsibilities. And at the end of the investment, the members of the LLC will receive their principal investment back and any remaining cash flow and any equity, and they'll cash out. And then the club can invest again with the project team, or with fractional, or fractional will then dissolve the LLC, and that particular club will be closed. So what are we looking for? Now, one of the most important things is making sure that when you are promoting a deal, that it meets the criteria, because for us to get people into the club, we've got to tell them now what they will be investing in. We have to be relatively specific, like multifamily. If we come back and, hey, we found a great bowling alley, it doesn't work that way. So here are the things that we will be looking for as the promoters of the club. We want all of the investments to generate at least an 8% cash on cash return. All right. Now, it doesn't all have to happen in the first year. And the reason why I say this is because some of the types of deals that we may want to get involved in are value adds. Value adds do not generate 8% in the first year. And I don't want them to. I want to take all that money and plow it into the property and get that place renovated and turned as quickly as possible. And then we flip it. Probably get more of a return besides 8%. So that 8% is what we want to accomplish year over year at the end of the day. But we don't want to not be able to buy a value add deal. We want to look for debt, 70 to 80% LTV. It really depends upon the risk tolerance of the group. Some people may say 80% is just too rich, too risky for my book, and we'll look at getting a lower LTV. But it'll all tie back into whether the numbers still work for our deal. Can it afford more debt? Amortizing loan or interest only, depending upon the investment strategy. I mean, if it's a non-performing asset and we're doing a value add, why would we amortize? Let's just do an interest only. So those are the types of things we will look at. And when you're doing your analysis, you're free to decide yourself. but the numbers have to work out at the end of the day. We're looking for properties 1990 or newer. We're not looking for 1960s construction. Debt coverage ratio has to be at least 1.3 for performing assets. Obviously, it's a non-performing asset or bridge loan. We're not going to be looking at the debt coverage ratio. Investment term, we're looking for a maximum of 7 years. So when you put your money in, you're in for 7 years. And we want to look for predominantly primary and secondary markets. I love secondary markets, but I've also seen some good deals. As we say, there's corn and there's cash in the crops. And so we've seen deals out in more tertiary markets, but I prefer the more secondary markets outside of the primary markets. That's where I think we'll get our most bang for our buck. Now, folks, this is a cool part about this is you are starting a business. And when you start a business, every time I've started a business, I've worked 2 jobs, my regular job and the new business that I was working on. The same is going to be true here. So you've got to put in the time, you've got to really work. And the beautiful thing about this cohort program is that we all work together. We all become friends. We all share ideas. Every single morning, we have a meeting. It's not mandatory. Nothing's mandatory. But every single morning, we have 8:30 to 9 a.m. It's a kickoff call. It's a morning huddle, we call it. We get to know each other. We get to find out what people do. We hear, what their wives' names are, what their kids' names are, what their goals and dreams are. We talk about properties. We talk about deals. We talk about a whole lot of things. But every single day, you will have an opportunity to come and talk with the community and find out what's going on. This can be a very lonely business. And having that group together every single morning really keeps the fires burning, so to speak. And then also Monday Night Live. Our Monday Night Lives are going to start to be turning more into these cohort programs, cohort discussions, where we will be really doing a deep dive on particular properties and analyzing them with everybody on the call, so you can really see what's happening. And that's going to get more and more people involved, helping to find money, helping to get you across the finish line. So that's how this whole program works. It's absolutely fantastic. So let's do a quick little recap here. 3 reasons why people fail. Number 1, lack of deals. They never find enough qualified opportunities, or they waste their time chasing bad ones. The whole idea behind the Multifamily OS is we deliver AI-sourced, pre-qualified deals in our target markets every single week. That's on the automated system. If you want to sit there and look at deals that are, if you wanted, I didn't share with you what some of the buttons were, but there's one. If I'm looking for motivated sellers in Columbus, Ohio, all you have to do is type in Columbus, Ohio, and press the button that says motivated sellers. And every property that meets our definition of a motivated seller, which is typically you own the property for more than 10 years. Oh God, I can't remember the other parameters, but absentee owners. Every single one of those types of properties in Columbus, Ohio will pop up. You can favorite them all, and you can start going through and engaging them and contacting them and reaching out to them, and all at your fingertips. Or you can have somebody else do it. Other thing why people fail, and I think this should be number 1. And I know how many people feel about this because it happens all the time. It's probably happened to you. It's happened to me. We didn't have the capital when we had the deal. And the Capital Club is there so that doesn't happen for you. So as you've heard me say a million times, you've got to be building your investor database. You got to be reaching out, asking people for money. Folks, this system is set up to help you do that. And, what if I told you that you don't need to get 100 people? If you just showed up with 10 solid investors, I'm going to have 49 other people right behind you with their 10. And now we've got all the money we need. Get out there and find that deal. Let's get it funded. But also the lack of accountability. This is a lonely job. No, but how many people in your neighborhood or in your family are out there looking for multifamily deals as well? You lose your momentum when you lack that structure or a team that keep you on track. And our weekly huddles, our live coaching, daily huddles. I'm sorry, it says weekly. It's actually daily. Live coaching, community support. You keep moving towards your next deal faster than ever before. That's what this whole program is all about. And that's why Multifamily OS isn't just software. It's your whole entire system. It's your whole entire team, and it's your pathway to getting your deal done. So here's what you need to do. Go on over to multifamilyos.ai. I'm going to jump on over there right now myself, and I'm going to share with you. Where am I going? Hold on. I got to go here, and I got to go here. Let me jump on over there and I'll show you exactly how to do this. What I want you to do is head on over to multifamilyos.ai. All right. And what you're going to do is click on the pricing button. Go ahead and click the pricing button. And here are the 4 levels of pricing. All right. The core program, it's free. Come on. It's very limited what you can do, but you can fool around. The plus program has a lot more features than the free version. But if you're looking to get into the Capital Club and get deals funded, you're looking at the Pro or the Cohort program. The Pro, if you look here, you can click on monthly. It's $297 a month. It is $250 times 12 for an annual subscription. The Cohort is by application only. You're going to click apply, and Emma is going to set up a time to talk to you. That's where you and I work together to get these deals done. All right. So you go ahead and you click get access, and it'll take you right on over to the credit card. This is for the annual. You can change it to monthly. I think maybe you need to do it over the other side. Yeah, let me do it here, monthly. Yeah, so we come over here and click on whether you want it monthly or annual. Come on over here, pay with link. There's the card, put your card information. We also have that new service where you can sign up for the cohort program, get complete access to me, and it's all financed, which is pretty darn cool. But go ahead and sign on up, and we'll start working tomorrow. You sign up today, you're going to be on tomorrow's morning huddle call. So that is it. That is really how the program works. I hope you understand where I'm coming from and why I have built this system the way it is. I'm really, folks, this is the focus I'm going to have on getting more and more of my students to 1,000 units. I've probably got over a dozen right now who over the last 12 years now own over 1,000 apartment units. I think that's pretty darn good. When I say they're not just investing like, oh, I'll put 50 grand in that guy's deal, 50 grand. Oh, now I own 1,000 apartments. No, these people are owner operators. That's who I deal with. I deal with the people who want to build the legacy for their kids, not just be passive investors. And that's why the Multifamily OS is set up the way it is. So please, everybody go on over, sign on up. Let's get started today so we can start building this out. And you'll see that this has been an absolutely pleasure to work, to build, to see it come together. 20 years ago, if you told me I had these tools at my fingertips, I'd say this is the easiest job in the world. And now we do. And it's absolutely fantastic. Let me just come on up here and see some of these comments. You have a severe audio feedback. Yeah, the way to go win. Fry and shake expert. You better believe it. I could do it. And then we got the direct draw. And then we got the direct draw. The direct draw was you went from squirting the shake in and putting the thing in and stick it up under in the multi-mixers, which is how Ray Kroc got his start. Multi-mixers. And then you take it off and you pour it into the cup. And then all of a sudden we got what was called direct draw, where you just put the cup up, pull the lever down, and put the lever back up. Why you needed a lever? You should have just hit a button, which they do now. It's kind of like with the Multifamily OS. We've just created the system that does all of the things that the kid on his second day, the fries and shakes was learning how to do. Now we do it automatically for you. It's already set up. Very, very cool. Let's see. True success comes from teamwork. I tell you, when it's never been said better. One old student of mine said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. I love that saying. Let's see. Yes, okay. I am willing to take a backseat percentage with the deal that I got an accepted LOI on. Yeah, well, Win, you won't take the back seat. You would be the program director. You're in charge. That's your deal. We have to go do the due diligence. We're going to walk you through all that stuff, and there'll be people in the team who'll be working with you to get it done. That's the beautiful thing about this. All right. I always say outstanding. Win, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Oh, Gail. Hey, let me let you all in on a little bit of a secret. Gail was there the first time we rolled this out, and it was called Charlie Chat. Gail, has it come far? Does it do everything that needs to be done now? This is not what I showed you that first time, but you liked what you saw when it wasn't even anything like this. Now this thing is awesome. Is cohort program the same as no? Okay, so they are not the same thing. The Capital Club is created to fund the cohort deals. Okay, you have to join the cohort or the pro to get your deals considered for the Capital Club. Not every member of the cohort or the pro is also going to be a member of the Capital Club, and not every member of the Capital Club is going to be a member of the cohort. They're two separate things. You're going to have some people that say, I don't want to sign up for Charlie's program, but I'll commit 50 grand to the next deal that you guys come up with. Okay, great. You're in the club. You're in the club. Join the club. Over here, I got a group of people like, hey, we're out there looking for deals. I found a great one. Hey, guess I just got 50 grand for you. We got another investor for 50 grand. You see how you're going to have the money available to you through that club to go do your deals. Get it? Genius, if I don't say so myself. All right, let's see. What do we got? Gail, are we able to structure these property purchases as joint ventures or syndications or fund to fund? Okay, let me explain, Gail. I don't know if you typed that question in before I showed that drop-down box of all the different options. So the Capital Club is an investment club. That's why it doesn't fall under the securities rules. That's why we don't have to do a 506C or 506B offering for these deals. You join a club that buys properties like I described, that criteria. And then once we find that one property, the club buys the property, and we're already in it together. So it wasn't an offering. It wasn't a need for a credit. You don't have to be an accredited investor to be an investment club. So if you want to invest 20 grand and you're not an accredited investor, join the club. That's perfect. That's what we're here for. Exactly that type of deal. So it is a joint venture. It is, because everybody has to sign up for a particular role and responsibility in the property. And the fractional system lets you do it very easily. It's all automated. You check the boxes. I'll sign up for this. I don't want to do that. This is what I do. So now we know everyone's roles and responsibilities that's a member of the club on this particular property. So that's how that works. All right. And when I have not seen it, we have this conversation every single time, and I have not seen it. Huge change and awesome. Thanks, Gail. I appreciate it. That pro makes you seem like kindergarten. Yeah, no kidding. Absolutely no kidding. Everybody that wants to be in this business should be. You look at $297 a month, guys. For what it does, just think about everything that it does. It's crazy. I talked to my partners on it. I said, we're giving this stuff away. We're going to have to go up in the price. But right now, that's it. All right. Basically, if we bring the deal to the group, we could get yes. without having to contribute to the money invested. That's correct, Gail. Okay, Gail, I asked this specific question of fractional when we're talking about how they set up the operating agreement. I said, listen, it's not a 506C or 506B. Typically, when we use those types of structures, the general partners may not put any skin in the game. And so therefore they get this big, wad of equity and like, hey, look I didn't do anything and I'm going to run the thing and I've got no skin in the game. Everybody does it. That's just the way it works. Okay. So let me fix my slide here. So what happens in that case is I went back to them and I said, listen, if one of my investors, one of my clients finds that a good deal, and maybe they don't have the capital. Maybe the reason why they're in the program is they're trying to get into a deal with no money down. Are they able to do that and keep a cut of the action, even though they haven't put anything into the club? The answer was absolutely. That's how they structure the operating agreement. So that program director and any other people who he's partnered with, they will get whatever deal they structure automatically in their pocket, no money in the deal, all sweat equity, no skin in the game. It can be structured that way as well. And so when I heard that, I said, okay, that just solved so many problems here. Let me see, Gail, a joint venture or club have to have active members to be SEC compliant. That's right. And that's what I've been saying all along. You have to be active in the club. And the system, the fractional system, makes you active. Good. Great. Thanks, Greg. I'm very interested. As you know, I have extensive experience as a commissioner, so I can bring a ton of deals to the group. Awesome. Sign on up, Gail. That's how you do it. Can you provide that sign up link? Yes, it's MultifamilyOS AI. Molly, can you throw that on the banner? Molly knows how to do that. There we go. That's it right there, folks. Go ahead and sign on up. Get signed up. Don't waste any more time. Find the deals. We'll get them funded. We'll get you off and running, and you'll be with a great group of people. It'll be just, I tell you, I wish this was around when I started. So this is really, folks, this is the first time I've ever made this presentation the way I just did, where I've got everything covered. I've got finding the deals, funding the deals, working together as a team. This is like none other. So please, everybody, sign up. Good night, Paul. And there, Gail, we took care of that. Good. All right. I think I did it. I think I'm done. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. I love it. I love talking about this stuff, and I can't wait. Awesome, Paul. That'll be great. Sign on up. Everybody just jump on board and let's get this thing cranking. And it's like nothing I've ever seen before. I'm so proud of this. Thanks, everybody. Everybody have a great night. And let me see, great investment that you had created. Yeah, I'm very impressed with how you've taken this up and above of what was originally presented. Gail, thank you so much. I agree. This has just been fantastic. Every time we had an idea, well, what if, can it do this? Well, what if we had it do this? Well, what if we did this? And then at the end, I said, you know what, guys, this does everything except one thing. It doesn't do the funding. It doesn't provide financing. It doesn't put the money in people's pockets. I've got a way that we can do that. And that's when we partnered with Fractional. And this is what it was the greatest invention. And now we're off to the races. So everybody go off, have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me an email and I will see you. Hopefully I'll be seeing you in the morning. Otherwise, we'll get you on board and get you all signed up and we'll get you started. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.